basically you just gotta let it happen. You can't like force it to happen. You can just take good steps to make it happen. It definitely just takes a lot of time. That's always been kind of like my strong card, is that I'll put the time in. I'm definitely a person that it takes that. Like if I didn't, then I think I would have kind of issues. Because I kind of have like an expectancy of what I'm trying to see from the work. It's tough though. I mean, I really feel like sometimes there is a pressure of people think that painting is like such a meditation and you can really just be carefree when you're working on something, but it's really hard because you have to also at the same time be judgmental, like critical of your work when you're making it. You're trying not to be negative, but at the same time, like every time I'm painting, I'm thinking about like I'm trying to get better at this thing, you know. And if you go for a while and you don't see the skills start to change and your work is just kind of going in circles, then I mean it can get super frustrating. But I think sometimes it's a good idea just to like back up for a second and just think about things in a simpler way, like just in general, like what would I actually like to paint? Like what? Because I think if you really are painting something that excites you, then you can get caught in the work a lot easier, and it's just the more you enjoy the work when you're making it, you know, I think you're going to get better results. I'd say painting some days is extremely frustrating for like all sorts of different reasons. I usually try to kind of get rid of devices and try and put the phone away. Especially if I'm going to try to paint for like a good portion of time, like 3 to 5 hours. And I think the only way that really happens is if you're in a good mood when you're working. So if you're getting frustrated with your work, which has definitely happened to me, yeah, I mean, your work can really suffer. It's like these paintings don't want you to actually look at them. You can't look at them too close. You can't look at them too close. You just gotta kind of work in a way that you think is a good way to work, which for me, I think I do my best painting when I have like multiple brushes going at the same time, and it's just going back and forth with all the things on the painting. And yeah, I mean, I usually just do that by mixing all my colors beforehand and getting a good amount on the palette first. And it's like you have a little fuel to work with, so you just mix for a while and then paint for a while and just go back and forth. I've been drawing for the longest time. I've only been painting for, this must be like my 3rd year of seriously painting. But it's always what I looked at when I was looking at artwork. It's always what I looked at online before I had the resources at libraries to check out books. So I kind of knew, like continuing my schooling, that if I was going to continue art, which at that point it was like I don't know what else I'm going to go into, it just made sense. So painting was just kind of like the immediate choice. And do I feel like it's the right choice? I would say I still feel pretty confident about it. Like I'm starting to understand my own like patterns with making artwork. And like I've kind of seen that like you're kind of your worst enemy too, and that's something you just gotta keep in mind for if it feels like it's happening. Like you just have to keep. You just gotta know that it's a pretty natural thing, and you just gotta get over it. I feel like if I continue, if I just make sure to continue, that I can get somewhere with it. You gotta be able to grab people's attention. Like I just want to get people's attention, and then once I have it, I hope that inspires me to say something bigger. The difficult part is when you get to your original plan, right? And if it's not working for you, then it's like you have to start to make some changes. And that can happen naturally. Like you can I kind of consider it like getting lucky sometimes. Other times you have to like really spend time with your work, even just like looking at it and thinking about like, what is it saying so far? Like what can you pull from it? So I've been working on these two paintings. These are pretty imaginative pieces. I sketch as much as I can and just work from life when I can, but there's only so much that you can actually get your hands on when I'm painting stuff like Japanese spider crabs. It's like you have to just do studies online, just look up images and try and figure out like how these things are built up. It can be really tough. You're just trying to make sense out of this idea and trying to make it all like cohesive together with a light source. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes it works for me, other times I can't quite get it to the place where I want to, just from lack of like information. Where I would like to see myself be or go to would be to have like a good recognition and to be a painter full-time with personal work. And I just want to get to a point of like really feeling like comfortable and having enough under my belt where I just am satisfied but still want to continue to push it farther. So I guess I'm just like looking for like feeling satisfied from my work. But you can't focus on it too much. You just gotta keep doing it and have a good time.